How's it going, everyone? It is Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. Let's take a look at the picks from yesterday's video. We had Amgen as a long, and we had Carvana as a long. So let's take a look at these guys here. And I'm going to set an alert right here. All right. So, Amgen, when the video came out, was somewhere around here. And I said, look, if we can break through the high of the day, it can make a nice trade. So pull back a little bit over here. You get a nice LRSI cross as well if you trade those, or an HA reversal alert at 155. So it's gathering some relative strength over here, especially at the time when the market was dropping. And that's just enough to trigger those alerts. Started to rally. So got in around here. Took some small profits over here, but the trade actually ended up riding a lot higher. So I think this was a fairly tricky trade. But what I like about Amgen is first, we had a pretty clear path to resistance, which now you can see it is now starting to reject off of. And we had this fairly flat open, this nice red candle, and then we engulfed it pretty quickly, and we reversed this pretty fast. And I liked how we reversed it very, very early in the day. So this is a nice early pattern that I like for entering some of these day trades. This is sort of a bid check. Yeah, buyers are still here. Buy, 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 buy. And then we grind up higher for the rest of the day. Now, for this rest of the day grind, you can see that there's periods of compression for a while, and then we break out, compression, and then we break out. So these compressions, it is tough in an LPTE environment, and I'm not often pretty good at, sticking through them. But as long as the stock holds the gains and hugs the high of the day, you know that this should be a pullback, but we actually are getting a compression because buyers are engaged this whole time. And then we eventually get the lift off, buyers are engaged, and then we get the lift off. So as long as the compression is nice and tight to the high of the day, you can stick in that position. So Amgen was a nice win. There was a couple of ways you can play. There was an entry earlier in the day. There's enter the compression break. You can even enter maybe over here later in the day, but that's a little bit trickier, obviously. So Amgen, nice win. Let's take a look at Carvana. Carvana's looking pretty good today. We might even take it today as well. This is a pretty nice grinding stock over here. So yesterday when the video came out, Carvana was somewhere over here at 11.17 and finished today nice and high. Nice $3 win on that stock. One of the scary parts of this was this bearish engulf at 240, right? This came on decent volume, but it wasn't as high volume as the prior bar. So that's the first clue. But we're still on high alert. We're not a huge fan of these bearish engulfs. And then when this stalls, same deal here. It stalls, and then we eventually got back up, although this took longer because there was a D1 level. We stalled, and then we ate it back up in a couple of bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. So we got it, gobbled it back up, and within 30 minutes, we made a new high of the day. So that's what we want to see. That's how we know that we are trending. And you can probably ride it until you get this really high volume bearish hammer at 345, and that is a nice way to exit the trade. So still looking pretty good. I think I removed the wrong symbol from my YouTube picks. So let's put that guy back in. AEO, everyone's favorite. So AEO today has been, let's look over here, it's been pulling back on the D1 chart over here, tested its AVWAP-E in the top of this bullish channel. It's through the 200-day SMA. Right now, it's trying to confirm above it. I haven't quite seen it confirm above it today. We're kind of wedged between these two levels. So I'm going to set an alert over here at the low of the day and an alert at the high of the day. So if it moves out of the range, I'll know what to do. Right now, we're still not panicking, but it is sort of in a warning zone here. I don't want to see it. I prefer to see it close below the 200-day SMA. If it closes above the 200-day SMA and then the next day it opens above it, I'm probably going to take the loss on this trade. That's kind of what I'm thinking. This is a decent bounce, but the other part of it is that, look, we still have some nice support over here. I'm really leaning on this trend channel, but I might scale out for a smaller loss on that position. So still waiting to see what happens with the AEO, not panicking. We just have to see again what happens really in terms of it confirming above some of these price points. You, let's pull this guy up. All right. So yesterday had a nice pullback. Today we're getting a bearish engulfing candle. I like to see some more volume into it, but we got some nice volume earlier in the day. We raised all of these gains. We're finding some support here. This low at around 1596. Came back for a bounce, held half of the move, and now we're coming back lower again. So I'm not too worried about you. Again, we already took profits in most of this trade. This might not be a bad time to reload and re-enter some of this trade and then get in for the next round. So you is still looking pretty decent. Not too worried about that. All right, market. What the heck's going on today? So all these horizontal lines here are just these kind of little compression levels. He's telling me that, all right, what are the next levels that SPY may bounce for or what I need to watch for in the D1? Market has been pulling back past couple of days here. We've been forming lower lows. That's been the key. And we broke down below this prior compression range from June 12th. So we had this high of 544, this low of 540. We broke back above it, couldn't quite anything going, and then we got this little bearish engulfing candle, and then we started to sell back below in it. So no confirmation there. Just zooming back out, let's look at the M30 chart here. You can see that here's the pullback, compression, and then we break down, choppy move, and then we break down. So very choppy move down so far, which for us looking to buy and enter on a pullback for dips, that gives us a lot of confidence. It tells us that the dip is probably going to be pretty good because we got a pretty weak pullback and buyers are in here. So long term, again, still neutral, mildly bullish. Nothing has really changed. On the shorter term, I am a little bit more slightly bearish, but not overly bearish. There's a very weak trend. I don't think I'm going to take any swing shorts right now. This is too weak, unless I see some sort of technical breakdown. But right now, this market decline has been very choppy. Right, there's like a weak move, then we get a big sell off, compression, big sell off. So it's just this very herky jerky move down that I'm just not very crazy about. So today, market had a small gap up. We had a bid check, and then we started to rally up higher. So we're testing the bid. We get this nice long green candle on decent volume. We're like, okay, this is good. But we know that's going to be a pretty dead day this week. So let me zoom in a little bit before I zoom out. This is just low volume, right? Low volume compression. We have, and I'm noticing these high volume candles, right? Look at this high volume doji. This is a sign of weakness that the market can advance and move past this price point. And then we actually get a little bit of a mini reversal. We get another high volume candle, decent volume candle here. Again, can't get anything going. High volume candle, super high volume doji tells us that we can't get any movement, and then we get the reversal. And this reversal has come on some decent volume. Price action is okay. You can see that there is plenty of retracement in the moves. There's these tall bounces. So sellers have decent control here, not the best control, but not the worst control. This day kind of reminds me a little bit of yesterday, although yesterday we had a little bit more bullish price action. We got this move down, and then it just really stalled for the rest of the day. Over here, we didn't get as much of a bullish move earlier in the day, and this is looking like a far more bearish move. So it's a similar setup to yesterday, but I think slightly more bearish in my opinion. If you look at what's propping up the market, it's really just tech and comms. That's it. Everything else is very weak. So we know that there's just tech strength, but there's a lot of market weakness in terms of the breadth of sectors. And that puts me a little bit more bearish. If you look at something like, QQQ is up for today. If I put that up on the side here, you can see that discrepancy, although it looks like it has been coming down now. Yep, and that's actually, look at this timing on QQQ. That's been responsible for the market decline. As soon as QQQ started to stall here at around 12, you can see that the market also started to tank. Compared to something like IWM, right, which was already sort of weak, or even something like RSP, where when we equal weight it, RSP is actually a really nice grinding down over here today, and has participated in that market rally for the past month or so. So we know that tech has been strong. If tech goes down, the market goes down. The rest of the stocks they're probably, I think, fairly, seems like what the price action is telling me is that asset managers feel that non-tech stocks are fairly valued. and they're attractively priced, and they don't feel like they need to buy anymore. Versus tech stocks, they probably still have that potential. So that's why they're still buying, and we might be seeing some profit taking into tech right now. So that narrow concentration means that the market is going to be more tech sensitive until we start to see RSB start to take off. I'm going to set an alert over here, a good to cancel alert at this high. You can break out of this compression. That tells me that we might see something go in here, might get something more balanced on the market side. Okay, so with that being said, how can we take advantage of this opportunity? Well, first things over here, we're seeing some decent selling pressure here. I'm looking for some longs right now, and my notion is that this move is going to kind of die off for a little bit, and then as soon as the market stalls, I need a stock that's been willing to take off. Yeah, pretty much as soon as it stalls. So let's take a look at our tags, see what we can pick today. I got a couple on my radar over here. HLX is pretty nice, although it's pretty close to this earnings candle over here, 1145. So that might provide some resistance. They get into that a little bit earlier in the day. ALNY is really nice. This is a biotech stock, and there was some really positive news trials. A lot of companies had raised their profit targets out to 250. Is that a target or not a target? Who's to say? But what I know is that this stock is pretty dang strong. Pull back over here. It's really holding the gains well in this market decline. We got this LRSI entry as well. So I think this is a decent setup on the stock. And I think it can definitely get back to its high of the day and probably even make a new high of the day. There's good R volume over here. And there's some nice, good volume. Yeah, I like this quite a bit. This doesn't have a lot of pop. This candle I like a lot more. This gets me a little bit more bullish. So AL and Y is pretty nice so far. Let's see what else is looking good. Yeah, Carvana is nice. Getting through some of these levels here and has plenty of room until this high. This could even be pretty decent overnight swing, I would say. Just grinding up higher very steadily. Let's see, depending on what the market does, this could be a nice overnight swing, but certainly a very nice day trade. Let's draw the channel over here on this stock. And this is a grindy guy. This is a little bit of a choppy guy here. Let me get rid of that. That's the wrong one. Been messing around with these keyboard shortcuts. All right, so I think that is a pretty valid channel. Maybe I'm going to draw it like here. That's going to be too narrow. Oh, it's hard to draw these guys. Something like that. So it looks like whatever my original channel was pretty decent. Yeah. Anyways, but what we want to do is get in here at the bottom of the channel. Oh my god. All right, I'm just gonna not do the snap line and instead do this line here, and then I like to fit it somewhere like this. There we go. Okay, so that's probably the channel that I'm seeing here. So we're in this channel, and look and see when we compress at the bottom of this channel, this is a pretty nice time to enter. Nice key green bar, good volume, get decent follow through on this stock, but it is pretty choppy. I wouldn't chase at these points and really set your bid, close to the 8 EMA. See how often this stock touches it. So if you set a bid over here and you get in, you really get in at a nice price. I mean, that's like a $1 move lower on that stock. So I mean, I might go with Carvana again. Honestly, that is a nice long. Carvana's looking good. AL and Y is looking nice. TGTX is good, but it has to get through its high of the day. Still struggling over here. Love this breakout, though. Absolutely love this breakout. Here is the level on this stock that it is reacting to. And let's put up the volume chart on TGTX here. All right, so high volume candle, that's coming into play. There's some resistance over here. Here is the next very, very high volume candle. So there's a nice void over there. Yeah, and then we have this gap. It looks like it was filled. I'm not sure if it'll still provide support or resistance or not, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, that is a nice looking stock over here. Just marking a couple more of these levels. Tells us that, okay, there's going to be some support, potential support at these levels. And we know that we got to be a little bit more careful. All right. Not bad, but still has to set up quite a bit. I think there are better stocks to take. Hut was a beautiful stock today. And I want to point out how this is why the D1 chart's so important. You have this huge, strong, this is like a massive trend line. This is a very, very powerful trend line on the stock that it's trying to breach, and most likely it may not breach it today. Now we got to see how it looks, but look at this price action early in the day. Beautiful, steady grinder. Hit this trend line and stalled, and now it's pulling back. So I'm going to alert set the high of the day. If it can break through, and crypto's been pretty strong, I think, recently, or at least Hut has been strong. Maybe that's not the best claim, but it's been pretty strong. Set an alert at the high of the day, and it looks like there also may be some more selling. There may be a couple of lines coming into here, but keep an eye on Hut. There could be some nice day trading opportunities in the stock, but maybe just not today. All right. So with those picks, yeah, market's rallying up over here. I'm gonna go with Carvana. And with Carvana, I think I'm going to take an overnight. I may take an overnight swing on this guy as long as the market does not make a new low of the day. So I want to see the market finish somewhere in the middle of the day, kind of choppy. If I see that, then I'll feel confident maybe taking a swing on Carvana overnight. You got room until this high here, 129. Not a ton of volume here, so it may not be a huge blocker. But yeah, I like what I see in this stock. So let's go with this. Yeah, why I won't quite swing just because it's made a huge move. So we're going to go with Carvana again as a day trade. And as a potential swing trade, depending on what the market does. So that's it for today's video. Carvana long as a day trade. And we'll see. Tomorrow I'll mention that if it sets up for an overnight swing or not. I'll talk about what I saw, what I didn't see, and if it's set up for the day trade or not. When's the right time to get in that stock. So I'm going to add this back to my YouTube picks. And that'll be the pick for the day. So thanks, everyone. Oh, actually, before we go, Lily is a nice D1 chart. I think I would even take a potential swing on this guy because it's just super, super strong, ignoring the market. Nice, steady price action over here. So Lily is a nice move. Get in on a nice pullback on the stock. So we're going to keep an eye on this guy later. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll take a look at Carvana again tomorrow.